Hello, this is Angels from the Sociology class, and today I'm going to talk about the chapter 6 that it's called Class Inequality. When we're talking about this chapter, we need to mention the social stratification, that is the hierarchical arrangement of individuals in a society. And this is basically based on wealth, power, or prestige. Also, we need to talk about global inequality. That is, it's very complex and very difficult to measure accurately. Also, we need to talk about the Gini coefficient. So this is a measure from 0 to 10 that is applied to countries. So 0 means that the country has no inequality at all, and 1 means that there's an absolute inequality. And one person, like one class or one specific group, has the whole money in the society. Also, in this chapter, we talk about the systems of stratifications, which is basically related with class. So class, if we need to define this word, it's a system of social ranking based on economic positions within any society. Of course, we have different classes in a society, and this is people that are like people naturally are born into a class. It could be either a high or a lower class, and people can move within the system, and over the time they can achieve status. Okay, also in this chapter we talk about this slavery. So this term involves the ownership of people, and the colonial slavery was abolished into the 1800s. Also, slavery today is known as a human trafficking, and it's the transportation of people from other countries for the purpose to make them do a forced labor or a sexual exploitation. This happens in a lot of countries. So, for example, Colombia is a very known example of this, where girls and younger, especially kids, are exploited, and also are people make like a human traffic with them so they can sell them for sexual purposes. And also a person, when we're talking about systems of stratification, we also need to talk about the case that our systems are based on division of labor. A person's status is, as is described, at birth. Whenever you are born, you have already a status, and this can't be changed. And again, when we're talking about the system of stratification, we talk about the clan. So it's a system that involves individuals connected through a large network of relatives. Members of each clan share a common status in their society. So this is basically what a clan means. Also, we need to talk about theoretical perspectives, and that is the functionalism. And there is a Davis-Moore hypothesis, and is where societies require many different roles to be filled. In a society, everyone has a different roles, and that's how it works. That's how society works. And these positions will vary in their level of social importance. There are people that are more important, but not even more important. They just have like higher positions in that society. And this also vary in the amount of education that a person have and the training required. And these factors should determine the level of reward for the role. It should be equal for this level of reward. Also, we're talking about functionalism. And we need to talk about the Davis-Moore hypothesis, where that explains why a brain surgeon makes more than a retailer worker. Because one of them has more studies than the other, one of them has more experience than the other. And of course, we're going to talk about conflict theory in any of these chapters, because why is there a gap between the rich and the poor? So it's always questioning this kind of high this kind of classes, you know, the not the classes, but I will say the position of the classes, because that's what the conflict theory is always looking at. It's related with Marx, and with Karl Marx. So of course it's going to talk about different classes. Also, we have the intergenerational social mobility, but also we have the intergenerational social mobility. So the inter one is a change in social status that occurs between generations within a family. But the generational social mobility is the change in an individual social status, not within a family, but this happens in their own timeline. So this is what basically the chapter 6 is it about.